A king in Normandy sets an impossible condition for his daughter's marriage. Any man who wants to marry her hand must carry her in his arms to the summit of a great mountain, without stopping, without resting. Dozens of men try. All of them fail. And then a young man, slender, poor, deeply in love, decides he will attempt the climb. The girl, desperate to help him, obtains a magic potion from her aunt in Salerno, one that will give him the strength to reach the top. She fasts for days to make herself lighter. She strips down to her thin white gown, and together they begin the ascent, watched by the entire kingdom. He climbs, he struggles, she begs him to drink the potion, but he refuses, again and again, because his love gives him the confidence to believe he doesn't need it. And when he finally reaches the summit, his heart gives out. He collapses, he dies in her arms, and she, unable to bear a world without him, lies down beside his body and dies too. This is The Crown of Love, painted by John Everett Millais in 1875, and it captures the most devastating moment of one of the oldest love stories ever written. The scene Millais chose to paint is the moment just before the end. The young man stands on the mountainside, legs braced against the rocky ground, his entire body straining under the weight of the woman in his arms. He wears a green patterned tunic, marked by the rough climb, with a vivid red sleeve visible beneath it, a striking burst of color that draws the eyes straight to the center of the composition. His legs are bare, bound in simple leathered sandals, the muscles taut. His face is buried against her body, hidden from view. We cannot see his expression. We don't need to. Everything we need to know is written in his posture. The arch of his back, the grip of his arms, the way his whole frame tilts forward as if the next step might be the one that breaks him. The woman is draped in his arms, her long red gold hair cascading loose behind her, her head tilted back, her face turned toward us. Her expression is extraordinary. There is no fear in it, no anguish, only a kind of quiet surrender, a tenderness that borders on grief, as though she already knows what is about to happen. She wears a pale gown, almost bridal in its whiteness. Behind them, the landscape opens into a vast river valley, soft and distant under a pale sky. It looks almost peaceful, but in the foreground, the ground is dark, jagged, broken, the kind of terrain that punishes every footstep. And at the lower right corner, nearly hidden, lies a red velvet cap or crown, discarded on the rocks. That object is the key to the title. The crown of love is not something you wear, it is something you earn, through sacrifice, through suffering, through the willingness to destroy yourself for someone else. The story behind this painting comes from one of the oldest collections of narrative poetry in the French language. Marie de France, a medieval poet believed to have lived in the late 12th century, wrote a series of short verse tales known as the Lay. Among them is the Lay of the Two Lovers, a story set in Normandy, near a great mountain overlooking the river Seine. According to Marie, a widowed king so loved his daughter that he could not bear to let her go. To discourage suitors, he decreed that no man could marry her unless he could carry her to the very top of the mountain without pausing or resting. Many tried, all failed. But the princess fell in love with a young squire, not a mighty knight, not a prince, but a slender, earnest young man with more devotion than strength. She devised a plan. Her aunt, a healer in Salerno, could prepare a potion of extraordinary power, one that would give the young man the endurance to make the climb. He traveled to Salerno, obtained the flask, and returned. She fasted for days to become as light as possible, and on the appointed day, before the eyes of the entire court, he lifted her into his arms and began to climb. The crowd watched. He climbed well at first. She urged him to drink the potion. He refused. He was intoxicated by something stronger than any elixir. His own love, his own pride, his certainty that his devotion alone would carry them both to the summit. She begged him again. He refused again. And when at last he reached the top, trembling, barely conscious, his heart hammering beyond what any human can sustain. He set her down and collapsed. He was dead before she could reach for the flask. Marie tells us that the maiden wept, poured the unused potion over his body, and then lay down beside him. She clasped him to her chest, and she died there too, of grief, on the mountaintop that would afterward be called the Mountain of the Two Lovers. The potion she had poured soaked into the earth, and from that day forward, the hillside bloomed with healing herbs, the only lasting trace of a love that destroyed everything it touched. This is the tale that George Meredith adapted into a Victorian ballad called The Pinnacle of Love, which was published in the British Journal once a week, and it was Meredith's version that Millais used as the basis for this painting. By 1875, Millais was no longer the rebellious young co-founder of the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. He was 46 years old, commercially successful, and moving steadily toward the establishment he once defied. We've already explored two of his earlier masterpieces on this channel. Ophelia, with its legendary bathtub story and its obsessive fidelity to nature, and The Order of Release, with its quiet revolution of gender roles and the scandal of Effie Gray. But by the mid-1870s, Millais was painting in a looser, more romantic style. Broader brushstrokes, warmer tones, more theatrical compositions. Some critics accused him of selling out. William Morris famously dismissed him as a genius bought and sold and thrown away. But The Crown of Love tells a different story. This is not the work of an artist coasting. The composition is daring. A single vertical figure carrying the full weight of the narrative. The landscape falling away behind them. The viewer placed at eye level with the struggle itself. The brushwork is rich and textured, especially in the fabrics. The white gown, the brocade tunic, and the red sleeve. The emotional core of the painting, that moment where love itself becomes the thing that kills you, is handled with a sincerity that no amount of commercial success could fake. When it was exhibited at the Royal Academy in 1875, The Crown of Love was met with criticism. Reviewers pointed to the stiffness of the female figure, claiming she looked more like a mannequin rather than a living woman. And it is true. Her body has a strange rigidity, an almost weightless quality that doesn't quite convince. But I think that's part of the point. She is already gone. She has surrendered to what is coming. She is not fighting because there is nothing left to fight for. Her fate was sealed the moment he refused the flask. And that refusal, that is the beating heart of this story. Not the mountain, not the king, not the magic potion. The tragedy comes from a man who believed so completely in the power of his own love that he thought it could overcome the limits of his body. He didn't fail because he was weak. He failed because love made him arrogant. And the woman who could have saved him had to watch it happen, holding the cure in her hands, unable to make him take it. I don't know about you, but that feels uncomfortably real. Not medieval, not mythological, human. I'd love to hear what you take from this story. Was it love that killed him, or pride? And is there even a difference? Tell me in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.